There we go. It's been longer than a second. For some reason, Streamlabs wasn't working there. But hello, people of the internet. It is I, Solar Dragon, with Section 2 of Lostbelt 7 here on YouTube. This is the third introduction for tonight on Twitch. Technically, it's a different stream, but that's just because Streamlabs was being stupid. But, yeah, here for Section 2. Prologue, Section 1 have been done. So, yeah. We're going to do at least Section 2 tonight, depending on how many arrows it is. It's a lot of arrows. So Section 2 might be the last bit we do tonight, but we will be continuing tomorrow. We will be streaming every day until we are through all of Part 1 of Lostbelt 7. And hope that the Part 2 for Lostbelt 7 comes before too long. So yeah, we're going to do Section 2 here and now, but that'll probably be it for the night. So, Section 2, Golden Sea of Trees. Man, look at all these golden trees, everybody. Isn't it beautiful? Look at all the golden trees here. Simply beautiful. No battles on this node, though. So, let's see what we got. But yes, if you're still here, Kai, to answer the question, this is... I purposefully split it up because it's easier to digest from a story standpoint, because sometimes it results in really short videos, but sometimes it results in long ones, depending on how rambly I get. It can be quite long. Where am I? I'm not dead! Why are we so pessimistic? Just because they introduced Caddick. Ever since they introduced him, our MC's self-esteem has been in the toilet. Caddick just needs to die. Can't see anything, and there's no one else here. I'm at ease, though. Yeah, because we're not dead! Of course I dislike him. He's trying to steal our thunder. He's trying to act all superior and stuff, when he is nowhere near our superior. We've been through so much more shit than him. Let's gather around the campfire and sing our campfire song. Our CAMPFIRESONG song. And if you don't think that we can sing it faster, then you're wrong, but it will help if you just sing along. This is a very vast difference in graphical quality. That's, is this the final artwork for whoever this is? Because this definitely does not go well with FGO's art style. Like, good lord, that looks like just a drawing on paper. That just looks like, I don't know, pencil? Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. This just looks like a pencil drawing. It's good, it's well drawn, but it just doesn't fit with FGO's style. No, just a new one. You're dressed awfully light. What era are you from? Never mind. Now you're here, we're all the same. Tired? Yeah. Go on, take a seat. I know better than to be cautious around random old men. Ease there. No need to get worked up. Still got your living habits on. Nobody's gonna get hurt here. No more fighting for any of us. Of course, if you still want to keep on your feet, go ahead. I'm not the boss of you. Don't bother introducing yourself, though. Not much use for names here. Handshake'll do. That's the custom nowadays, yeah? I'll pass, thanks. So, too bad I wanted to see the hand of a warrior without a single injury for once. We've got plenty of injuries. There's the Stormboarder. It's fine. We're fine. Not a bad weapon. That belong to you guys. Love modern weapons. They're ugly, a pain, and most of all, expensive. I'm a fan. Life's always growing and changing, so weapons ought to do the same. Can't say I'm impressed if you're the ones using that weapon, though. Have you been fighting a war worthy of it? Your brand of war is the sort I hate most of all. Goals, drives, all that's fine. No problems there. Your methods, though? A war without casualties? What a crock. I have genocided 5 civilizations and timelines. There has been so many casualties, dude. Why can we not say that we have literally genocided 5 timelines? You ask me, there's no real war without death. Should be about the same number of casualties on either side. Don't kid yourself. You not having lost any humans on your side isn't because of your cause is righteous or anything. You've just been lucky. And, well, that doesn't ever last. Oh, he's saying that we should have lost people. Well, you know, Da Vinci would like to say something, but she got a hole put in her chest. Take your flying ship there. No human aboard that thing's gonna survive. Not a single warrior aboard. They'll never wind up here when they die. Wait, does that mean I see you as a warrior? I don't know what Blue was thinking. Whatever. Probably just another fluke. Yeah, we'll see about that. Take it easy already, will ya? You'll never make it to that ship. Anyway, they're still alive in there. They're falling from the surface, from silencing Il Huicatl. They're in a whole other world from your dead self. You still want to reach them even knowing it's impossible? I'm not dead! Didn't think my opinion of you could get any lower, but here we are. Still, since we met, my job is to guide you. So I'll give you directions in exchange for a weapon. As you can see, my taste tends towards the more modern. I'm particularly fond of 21st century firearms. Fine, dude, I will put you into contact with Koyan. So what can you give me to help your doomed friends? Got any valuable weapons? You know, I'm pretty sure Kiritsugu gave us a weapon for Valentine's Day. So yes, we do. Shame, can't send you back then. You just have to stay here like the good little corpse you... These are the most powerful weapons I do have? No! What the fuck? What the fuck are we doing? Oh, the whole shebang, huh? I'll be damned. Breathtakingly stupid, but still, you've got guts, if nothing else. What are we on? Alright then, I've got no use for those myself, but I can tell they're the greatest weapon you have. You got a deal. I'll get you out of your doomed destiny. Now step away from the fire. Gonna launch you over that way in a second here. What are you looking at me like that for? Don't need to be thanking me. Really, I don't need the tears. This is a business transaction, pure and simple. Oh, but there is one problem that needs to be solved. Hang on. See, this weapon is worth more than your life, and the decision itself is worth even more than that. So I can't just send you back to the living and call it a day. I owe you some change, too. Will this do? Definitely drank some happy mushroom water. Yeah. Thank you for the skull! It's a Calvera de Azucar, a sugar skull. People who like them really like... Oh, man. Man, that's great. He's scamming us into thinking we're dead. We gave him our command spells. He's gonna send us somewhere else. But, you know, the command spells, they're just a little bit too much. So we're just getting a sweet treat as change. Man, we need to... I think we need some lessons from Koyan on business negotiation tactics. Hang on to it. It might come in handy sometime. Well, see ya. Did he just slap me? I'm breaking free. I'm soaring. I'm falling. We fall a lot. Why are we surprised? He totally scammed us. Cup soul. If we don't do something, we're all dead. You're the only one I can count on. Where am I? Nemo! Oh, thank gods you're awake. You're really awake. I'm so sorry I couldn't get you back to the ship, but I'm so glad you're okay. Alright, you probably don't know what's going on, huh? Well, we're inside a weird cavern. Is the dialogue smaller than normal. The font size looks smaller than normal. The corridor we were in breached, and we were both sucked out of the storm border. I held on to you as tight as I could, and we fell together. The next thing I knew, I woke up and found us here. The end. I see. Why are you whispering? Oh, about that. Look over there, Soul, but really slowly, okay? See, if I had a sword, they could have made it into a sword. And we could solve so many problems right here and now if I had a sword. The President of Earth. Oh, why are you shouting? You're gonna wake her up. Keep it down, will you? That's not a way to treat a noble visiting from all the way from across the universe. You know, I expected a parade to welcome me, but I didn't even get so much as a round of applause. Huh? Who are you? What are you doing in my home? I didn't invite you. Wait, you didn't know it was my home, did you? If you had, you wouldn't have dared sneak in. And the fact that you don't seem to have attacked me while I was shut down must mean... I see, it must mean you two are harmless primitives. Fortunately for you, I'm not so bereft of options as to kill a couple of hapless Earthlings who happen to wander into my lair. Very well, listen up, Earthlings. I am a higher being who has come to rule this planet. My name is... Director Olga Marie, right? Indeed, I am you, Olga Marie. How did you know that? Who are you? Are you not just another mysterious creature? No, wait, for that matter... Who am I, and why am I here talking to you? We're doing an amnesia storyline. Hazel, do you think she... You got amnesia! We're going with the amnesia bit, huh? So, let me make sure we got all this straight. You're an alien. Came here from outer space. You remember your name and your goal. But you were injured in some sort of accident. And now you don't remember anything else. That's right. Not a bad summary, Earthling. You'd make a worthy secretary. More specifically, I teleported here rather than simply journeying here. And I made this vessel in order to let me operate in this space-time. It came out pretty well, right? So what about you? What's your name and goal? And that goes for your little steward here, too, of course. Oh my god. Is you Olga Marie from the frickin' Servant verse? I'm Marine number 4. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. I'm Soul. Did you say Soul? What was that? Wait, what was with that face? What was with that face there? I knew it. She's angry. Please don't kill me. I wouldn't just kill you for no reason. Still, that's weird. The instant I heard Soul, I wanted to pop you in the mouth. Well, anyway, now that we've met, you and I are friends. Reluctantly, but still. I'm not thrilled that my first Earth friends are a couple of weaklings, but making first contact is important. Besides, meeting people halfway is the first step to opening up negotiations. So then, now that we've taken care of the introductions, show me around Earth. Soul Marine number 4, I'm appointing you as my interstellar ambassadors. The press here is not listening to a word we say. I really moved up in the world. Oh, you can thank me later, since I'm sure you're nearly bursting with gratitude. I can tell from your brainwaves that you're both quite stressed. If I'm to rule this planet, I can't very well turn a blind eye to its people when they're in trouble. Now let's get out of this cave. I think the exit's over that way. This is horrible. She's totally gonna kill us if we don't do what she says, right? Nah. I'll win. Really? Sorry, you might hear me chewing. I'm snacking on some candy from Christmas. Here's the sea of trees. They're not golden, though. Just saying. That was a quick first arrow. Oh boy. Okay, that's a weird perspective. That's like such a weird perspective for this all. Oh, and that red is moving. Interesting. We're unable to use command spells. Does that carry through outside of here? I'm curious. No, it's only in... Okay, that's hilarious. It would have been great if they locked them outside of this as well, but... Golden Sea of Trees, support only. Okay. Guess we're using a Nemo Marine. I like the music. Wow, you can smell the plant life everywhere. It's a real South American rainforest. There's sky and wind and sun and everything. And it's hot too. I'd be sweating buckets if I was human. Look, soul over here. I've never seen a flower like this. Is this an agave or something? Oh, what a funny looking plant. Something wrong? Not especially known. This place just feels familiar. I must have already known about it. So I was just thinking about what could have happened to make me forget it. Oh, hang on. I just realized that reflector is showing nothing but a black screen here. Hang on. There we go. No, it's FGO. Man, today is just plagued with technical difficulties. One after another. Resume. There we go. But never mind that. Now I know that if I see something I knew before, I can remember it. So then it shouldn't take long before I'm back to my old self, right? Well, you don't remember me, so... Anyway, I'm not too impressed. Are you sure you can survive with that mindset? I'm detecting creatures moving this way. The brainwaves suggest violence. Ferocious animals, probably. Are you going to be okay? Time to summon some servants. Only we stupidly gave away our command spells. What are you doing? Was something supposed to happen? I don't have command spells. What? They have guns. You saved me. Oh, thanks. That was so cool. I think I'm in love. You're in love with me? You think I'm cool? I see. But I suppose you're going to continue being impressed because these things are no threat to me whatsoever. No matter how different life forms may be, or how incompatible their mutual goals. It's still terribly rude to communicate with your fists rather than your words. Looks like you people need to be taught a lesson in diplomacy. Go on then, come at me. On the map and within battles in Golden Sea of Trees, Nahui Mictlan, your Mystic Code appearance will be locked as Chaldea Uniform Decisive Battle. However, in battle, you will still be able to use the master skills associated with the Mystic Code you have equipped in your party screen. I'm going to continue using this one, but, interesting. Level 100, 10, 10, 10. You, Olga Marie. The only servant with a rainbow card. Unknown class. Her HP is impressive, but her attack is not so much. Can I? Nope. Okay, let's see what it's all about. Let's see. Unbreakable one. Immune to sleep, will not be selected for sacrifice or ending of dream. She does not have an NP, it seems. 1 buster, 3 arts, 1 quick card. Class skills for you, Olga Marie, is Magic Resistance A. Independent Manifestation A. Station Guard for Humanity C. Arts Buster and Quick Effectiveness. Gravity Manipulation EX. Increased Buster Effectiveness and Extra Attack Effectiveness. Okay. Her first skill is Ultra Manifest EX. 6-turn cooldown. Reduce skill cooldown by 2 for yourself. Apply a state where a command card becomes unselectable for all allies. No effect when only one servant on the field, excluding yourself. And redistribute command cards. Gain crit stars, inflict MP seal, and increase HP recovery to all enemies. That's an ultra skill. Atomic Planet EX. Inflict burn 3 turns to all enemies, set NPH to max, and randomly decrease HP for yourself. Ultimate UC. Use only when NPH is 100% or higher. Set NPH to 0 and for yourself. Apply Ignore Invisibility. Increase Buster for 3 turns. Increase Crit Strength for 3 turns. And P gain for all allies for 3 turns. BAQ. Okay, that's interesting. Her Buster is AoE. And her extra is AoE as well. Interesting, to say the least. Cannot use Planet Olga Marie. Sure, why not? Sure, why not? Sure, why not? More stars. BAQ. Not bad as a servant, you know, but if she's gonna be summonable, I don't know if I'm gonna summon her, honestly. She's kind of weird. Not gonna lie. Also, I should have totally read the Obsidian Blade description. That's my bad. That was also the Chico Motostock area. Next is the Golden Sea of Trees area. And I think it was support only, so... yeah, it was support only. So, second verse, same as the first, I guess. Again, unknowable dialect. And again, okay, for some reason... why are you blacking out? It's blacking out for some reason. And I don't know why. Is it on launching? I don't remember how much AP it cost. So I'm not gonna just abort. So they ran off without so much as an apology, huh? Those primitive creatures must be an enemy faction. Blah. You're strong. Well, of course. Who do you think I am, anyway? I'm Yu Marie, the future ruler of Earth. Something like this is barely a typo on a document. Once I found them, I can erase them with just one finger. They're common, but you never really think much about them. What a weirdly relatable analogy. Is it? It just popped out of my mouth. I don't remember them, but maybe whatever educational materials I had to learn about Earth weren't the best. We should get moving before more show up. Oh yeah, good thinking, Soul. It's dangerous to stay in the same spot, plus there could be a bunch more of them nearby. Not that any number of them would make a difference to me. I suppose that's not true of you two. Getting shot would hurt you. I swear I can't for the life of me figure out why the creature of this planet evolved like that. It's so inconvenient. Christmas spirit, very real possibility. Thanks for worrying about us. Okay, I'll go patrol our surroundings. I can't fight like the captain, but I'm a pretty good lookout. Why are you leaving me here with her? He's going to patrol. I thought he was just going to keep hiding behind me. He just wants to help however he can. Sounds boring, at least from the perspective of a being from outer space like me. I've never heard of such a weak creature, not just letting the strong one handle everything. Are you like that too? Since you didn't fight in that battle, are you an explorer or something? It hardly seemed like your first battle, since you knew to run behind a tree to get to safe vantage point. But have you really been in that many battles with that fragile vessels in so few years in operation? What are you guys doing? Come on! I found a big plant over this way. I think it's food. Let's go check it out. I bet it's yummy. What? Huh? What's wrong? Oh, are those Jaguar guys coming back? No, you just grabbed my hand out of nowhere, but earlier you were emitting red wavelengths at me. Red wavelengths means wariness and fear, but now it's suddenly blue for conversational. And for some reason, Soul was sending yellow wavelengths my way for joy and friendliness, right from the start even. Well, you're still kind of scary, but now I know I don't have to be afraid of you. Thanks again for helping us. Sorry to see out on the other guys for saying this, but I definitely vote for you and for President of the Earth now. What did you say? I helped you out a little bit, and now you're willing to support me. Is this a trap of some kind, or are you Earthlings actually this easy? She is just like Olga. That was ages ago. What was that? That wasn't me. Maybe it's more of those guys we just saw. I thought they'd come back. You could tell they're just as tenacious as all heck. But with you around, I don't have to be scared. So what are you gonna do? Talk it out with them this time? If it goes well, I bet you could gain more supporters. I see you're starting to get me, child. Right, I didn't come here to eradicate your primitives. I don't have that kind of time. I heard a cry of distress coming from this planet, so I came here to make things better. So no matter how ferocious or belligerent or indiscriminate these creatures may be, I'm going to start by talking to. Dinosaur. And I've changed my mind. Dinosaur. No, it's cry of test subject E or whatever its name was. Totally what it is. Dinosaur. Invincible dinosaur. Organism wave. So not invincible. Ignore sure hit and reduce attack. No, it's essentially invincibility. Do you have a Pearson Vince? Yeah, you do. So, Atomic Planet. Ultimate UC. Ultra Manifest. BAQ. Interesting enough that crit only crit the one, not both of them. It's weird. I guess they can't... But they can program in multiple crits, unless the crit chance is applied independently of each other. Perhaps? I could see that. It's very possible crit chance is applied independently of each other. Also, she's not super effective on berserkers. Nor is she weak to berserkers. So neither super effective nor weak to berserkers. Retreat. Why are we retreating? We're kicking ass. Definitely a dinosaur. Forget it, I hate these things. Retreat, retreat! No way, I didn't know you were scared of reptiles, Madam President. You lost my vote. Come on, everyone's afraid of something, right? Soul, get over here and do something. You must have some kind of trick up your sleeve, don't you? About my command spells, I just have my wit. Whoa there. I totally did that. Romani. Even if this is your first time encountering them, I can't believe you couldn't get rid of a few unthinking dinos. Romani! You're supposed to be the last master of humanity. What a pitiful showing. Or maybe you let the last 6 Lostbelts you dealt with go to your head. Such foolishness would certainly be on brand for you. Romani! You. Who's that? Do you know him, Soul? It's Romani! It is him! I know it's him. I've had a whole theory about this that I'm pretty sure I've gone off on, like, in multiple Lostbelt videos, but I shouldn't go on that tangent again here. I will go on the tangent should there be another battle as to why that is Romani. Yes, he's an angel. Oh, different sprite. Just claiming to be Romani Archman, It's true. So for the moment, I'll use that name. Because you are Romani. You're Romani, having returned to God and being an angel of God. You've lost your free will, but you're still an angel of God, so you're just acting his will. Humans often say it's what's on the inside that counts. A name, even a false one, is just a convenient address. You know I'm not who I appear to be, so I see no issue using whatever name I choose. You are Romani! I see. Our opinions would seem to differ greatly on the matter. Still as stubborn as ever, You would only know I'm stubborn if you're Romani. I know you've witnessed Britain's end, and that you've reached the depths of that massive singularity. I'm also fairly certain you have not sustained any fatal injuries thus far. So why are you not summoning servants? Have you endured some kind of mental trauma? It can't be a problem with your mystic code, or you wouldn't be able to survive in this subterranean world at all. Well, some dude scammed me. Trying to hide your right hand, You didn't even mean to do that, did you? I see, your command spells are gone. Yeah, some dude said I was dead and totally scammed me out of them, but I got this weird sugar skull thing. So you gave away your very ability to function as a master. I can't believe it. Soul, you are no longer a master. You'll never be able to call on servants as you are. If you want to survive, you'll need to alter your tactics. Romani! What? You have no business with me as you are now, neither do I have any with you. Don't you want to see MASH? So you've traded your offensive capabilities for a new capacity to hit where it hurts. It hurts because you are Romani! Go to the mountains south of here and look for one that resembles a giant horn. You'll find MASH Chirolite in the cavern there. Just like that other servant there, she fell out of the storm border in an attempt to rescue you. Holmes the disciple may be gone now, but your job remains the same. I am conflicted as to whether I should say this, but if humankind actually succeeds in excising all 7 Lostbelts, then and only then will I recognize you as my enemies. What? Romani, we're not your enemy! We're allies! I don't expect that to happen, however. You're up against David Semvoid, and defeating ORT is simply beyond your... No, I don't want to fight ORT! Why do I have to fight ORT? Don't tell me David's taken over ORT. I see, so that was Dr. Roman, or at least a guy who looks just like him. It is Romani. I'm sorry, we've informed about the doctor... We've information about the doctor in Chaldea's database, so I don't really know how to react. What about you, UO? You seem like you were kind of freezing up. No, I refuse to believe Romani is our enemy.
I have no opinion of him at all. Is he even a living being? He gave off no wavelengths at all and completely ignored me. Seemed like he knew who you were, though. How could he? He didn't so much as say as my name. Anyway, he said we should go to the mountain all the way over there, right? I guess we may as well do that. Oh yeah, that's right. He said Mash was there. Come on, let's go, Sol. The sooner we meet up, the sooner we can reform Team Chaldea. Team Chaldea. Probably shouldn't mention Chaldea. Considering, you know, her disposition. No battles. Yay. But yeah, I refuse to believe that Romani is our enemy, because that would mean that God is our enemy, and that would not bode well, because we would probably lose a lot of servants. You know, a lot of servants would just say peace, or they would rather turn against us. So yeah, I don't think they're going to go with that angle. But then again, this all hinges on the idea that I have that Romani is an angel of God, sent here with no free will of his own. Or very limited free will, much like he was when he was alive as King Solomon. Oh man, I'm so tired. This should be the cave we're looking for, right? I don't mind walking, but what's with all the guys with guns? I've lost track of how many times they've attacked us along the way. Think they work for this Lostbelts king? That would make sense. They probably see Chaldea as a problem to be dealt with. They have guns. We met someone who likes modern weaponry. Hey, what's that word you've been throwing around mean? You're right. You're Sol, right? And you're Marine, right? So who's Chaldea? Is there another of you out there? Sorry, I have to tell you after things have calmed down. For the moment, it's an organization based upon ensuring the continuation of human history. Why is there a bedroom here? Oh, it's so nice and cool here. And there's light and a desk. This must be a peaceful, civilized human living space. I mean, I don't see any guns around here at all. I bet whoever lives here is really kind and gentle. See, we have new visitors. Are you the ones from Chaldea Romani told me about? Did you guys hear that? It sounded like it came from the wall. Did I surprise you? My apologies. I'll turn off my camouflage now. I find I do my best thinking when I'm alone, so I sometimes end up blending into the background. Sorry about that. What? Dinosaur, help! Oh, am I the first dinos you've met, then? Talking dinosaur. First Lostbelt was full of talking animals instead of humans. They're starting... No, oh gosh. They're going there, aren't they? I didn't think they would go that far. The first Lostbelt was all about furries. The last Lostbelt is about scalies. They're going there. When will they stop trying to insert these things into our lives? Please calm down, person of proper human history. You're what's called a servant, yes? My name is Tepeu. I'm a dinos living out a quiet retirement in this cave. My species may look different from yours, but we are still the prime species in this world, capable of learning, growing, and retaining our shared pool of knowledge. This is to say, we are this world's dominant species. It's humanity, if you will. And as a rule, we don't eat other intelligent life forms. We are, in fact, herbivorous. Actually, so long as we have water and sunlight, we don't even need to eat plants. So please, rest assured that I would never try to eat you to satisfy my nutritional needs. Say, how about a drink? Mictlan has been very hot lately, so I assume you need to hydrate. That's okay, we'll just be on our way and get off your way here, feathers! Hey, Tepeu, I finished fetching water from the underground spring. What should I do next? Want me to polish those weird bronze statues up on the mountain? Mash! Habitrot! I don't think those are statues, Habitrot. I think they're part of an observatory. I noticed they have some measuring instruments, each carved to mark degrees of an angle, to make it easier to get an exact read on the positions of the star. Mash! I'm so glad to see you again, Senpai. Just call me Senpai. I knew from my last communication with the border that you were all right. See, we totally did not die. But I didn't think I'd see you again this soon. I'm so glad you're okay. I'm glad I found you so soon, Mash. So, is that Chaldea? She doesn't look like how I imagined she would. Oh well, never mind that. Hello, Chaldea. I'm you, Olga Marie. I'm the kind-hearted alien who brought Soul all the way here. Huh? Olga Marie? Director? It's you, Olga Marie, not Olga Marie. You could at least be respectful enough to use my full name. Make sure you don't follow these guys' example and just call me UO or whatever. Oh no. Match is on overload. Okay, I've calmed down. I'm so sorry you had to see that. It's not your fault, Mash. Anyone would be flummoxed under these circumstances. I mean, that's the foreign... Foreign what? Nothing. The point is that I don't understand what's happening right now. You're suffering from memory loss and can only remember your name and objective, right? Thank you so much for taking the time to help Senpai and Marina, especially since given all you're dealing with. Good, you should be. If I hadn't been there, those guys would be... On second thought, something tells me that maybe they would still be alive. Why are you touching me? That's the form god, right? Please stop, Amatrat. Don't say that name right now. Why don't you tell us about yourself, Tepeu? You want to hear more from me? Well, as you can probably guess, I've been living away from this city for a while now, so I'm not really up to date on current affairs, but if you're okay with that, I'm happy to tell you what I do know. Soul, I've met someone who told me about the world of proper human history. He said it's the strongest, most objectively correct history to ever exist. I know that in your world, our world here is called a Lostbelt. That means this is an impossible world which should never have existed and was supposed to be pruned away a long time ago. So out of curiosity here, Tepeu retired, but we meet children in the Lostbelts that end up being a cause for our suffering later on down the line. Though, then again, I guess Adele wasn't really a child, considering she was over 10,000 years old, so I will hold my regard for now. Did he tell you about Chaldea too? Why, yes, in fact, that's how he introduced himself. It was a very enlightening conversation. Proper human history and Lostbelts, a history meant to remain and history meant to disappear. I believe I understand the relationship between the two, so I want to be clear about something up front. I do not see you Chaldeans as enemies. You are our guests. As far as I'm concerned, you are neither invaders here to threaten our livelihoods, nor conquerors bent on taking our world for yourselves. We're just genociders here to wipe out your whole civilization. You're friends from another world here to do what you must, which means wiping out your whole civilization and genociding you. Good to know. Really, but we... came here to erase this world, yes? No need to worry. We dinos do not care. This may not be the case where you came from, but here, worlds inevitably come to an end at some point. We are not concerned about how that happens, and therefore we have no reason to see you as enemies. That's kind of fatalistic. Really? But if the world disappears, then so would... So would I? Yes, that's true. But so what? I would certainly put up a fight if my disappearance would result in the disappearance of this world as well. But fortunately, I'm quite certain that isn't the case. If anything, I'm more worried about all of you. If you die, your world dies with you, no? Quite a different situation than the one we face. So simply as one person to another, I cannot but support your endeavor. Excuse me. And down the road, I urge you to stay strong and make whatever choices you must without shame or fear. Humanity, huh? I don't know. You're nothing like what I expected when I came here. You said your species is called dinos. You seem far more evolved than Soul and his friends here, but your voice is just so grating. How are we even able to converse with when your vocal frequency is so completely different? That would be thanks to Mala, that is, the very world existing our cognition. Some time ago, a being from a new culture was introduced into our world by a visitor known as a cryptor. Damn it. Mala analyzed his language and cognitive standards and tuned things so that we could communicate. If you thought of this world as being covered in its entirety by automatic translation device, you wouldn't be too far off the mark. Okay, I guess that makes sense. I mean, your vocal cords really are different from ours. So who's this Mala person? They must be pretty amazing to be able to do something like that. Oh, Mala's not a person, they're alive though. How do I put this? Mala is, you might call it goodwill in your world. It's a sentiment meant to keep the world running smoothly. They serve as both the foundation and the guiding principles of this subterranean world, Mictlan. Subterranean world, huh? Yes, as hard as it is to believe, this Lostbelt is actually a massive, hollow, underground world. Yeah, I'm not sure either if he saw us or not. And what's more, it's not at all on a single flat plane like Agartha was. It's essentially an enormous cylindrical shaft with the gravity working along its sides. It's actually very similar in structure to a space colony, though without the constant rotation. We don't understand how this gravity works or where the sunlight, water, and air are coming from. But perhaps the most unbelievable fact is that, as far as I can tell, this world occupies around 1 million square kilometers. We know it to be at least 1,000 kilometers deep, even though that shouldn't be possible geologically. Yeah, isn't the Earth's crust nowhere near that deep? Right, as of 2019, the record for the deepest hole humans have dug is 12 kilometers. What's more, the stratum on the Earth's surface where humankind exists is only around 40 kilometers deep. And the stratum below it, the Earth's mantle, which means this world outside is a world of rocks and microorganisms. There could even be magma eruptions there. Oh, it sounds as though proper human history's environment and this Lostbelt's environment are indeed very different. This world, the world we dinos know, is divided into 9 strata. Its name is Mictlan. That name is a fairly recent one, though. I wish the dinos could claim credit for it, but I'm afraid it originated with Iskali, the Oklema's leader. Oklema. Ocelem. Oklotl, or Oklema, is a plural form means jaguar in Nahui, a language used in Central America. There existed a group of warriors who wore vestments evocative of the jaguar, most notably their helmets from proper human history's Aztec civilization. Jaguars were said to be associated with Tezcatlipoca, the Aztec god of war, and terrifying elementals said to live in the rainforest. So is that what those guys were? The ones with the guns and jaguar masks who kept attacking us. I think it was more than masks. So you've already encountered them. I can't believe they've already made it this far. The Oklama appeared alongside the Cryptor. They soon began hunting dinos for sport, though they called it war. I hear they even built a major city on the 5th stratum. I believe Iskali, the Oklama's leader, wants to wipe out every last dino. Countless dinos have already lost their lives at the Oklama's hands. Some of them have been tied up and left to bleed out, or driven to a feral madness by poison. Regardless, there aren't many dinos left like me still living out in the wilds anymore. You know, come to think of it, the Oklama look a lot like all of you. So their weapons are called guns. I can tell you, those were quite the shock to us. They came here with the Cryptor. Oh, those guys are even worse than I thought. But why would they do something like that? Do they have turf wars and stuff here in Mictlan too? It's less of a turf war than it is a matter of resource gathering. They're looking to profit off us. They strip us of our meat, process our bones, and trade our hearts as though they were precious jewels. Mala would never allow such a thing, but they've been clever enough to avoid drawing its attention. That's what the Oklema are. Organized criminals. How is that any different from the Mafia? This jungle's even scarier than I thought. That does sound like a criminal organization, if that's all true. The border could be danger. True. Right, we should try to go to the border as quickly as we can. Unfortunately, we lost contact with them about 4 hours ago. One of the last things Sion told us was that the ship was crippled and it would take the crew days to get comms back online. At least everyone's okay. Can I talk now? I sure hope so. Now that we are all together, we should get moving. The storm border crashed south of us. I think it's about 300 kilometers from here. I'm not sure how long it will take us to get that far, but I do know we have no time to waste. It was too dangerous for Mash and me to try and make the journey alone, but we'll be fine now that you're here, Soul. If those Oklotl guys attack us, you can just summon servants to deal with them. And worst case scenario, we can use your magical energy to fire the Black Barrel. Yeah, about that. I got scammed. Seriously, you can't summon servants anymore? I see, that explains some things. I didn't even realize. I'm sorry I'm such a useless servant. It's okay, we should still head for the storm border, though. The storm border? You mean the flying boulder that fell from the sky wall? It landed over past Chichen Itza. You'll need to cross Tlatelhuaque to reach it. I can't really recommend that, though, since you just arrived. Tepu, may I ask what you're doing? Why, I'm getting dressed up. I haven't been outside in quite some time, after all. You're going no matter what I tell you, yes? Then you'll need a guide. Allow me to Allow me a formal introduction. I'm Tapo, a stargazer. I think fate may have brought us together. I'll be your guide here on Mictlan, the Golden Sea of Trees.
I don't think so. That would probably be rude. That'd be like, you know, crashing in a foreign country. What the heck? What? That just melts my brain a little bit. That was weird perspective. Okay. Penultimate arrow of Section 2. But yeah, that'd be kind of rude to do. We didn't ride Patsy's back, after all. It's so hot. I can't believe how much hotter it is outside the cave. What's the temperature anyway? 58 Celsius? That's like 136 Fahrenheit. Not even deserts get that hot. This is almost unbearable for a man of the sea. True, this is much hotter than I was expecting. Mash is in her normal servant attire, and again the screen goes out! I'm not paying... I have to pay attention. Did this cost AP? You know what? I need to test something. I truly need to test it at this point. Is it when I launch a mission that it blanks out the screen? Abort the mission, or is it the map itself? Is the map too much for Reflector? It's not the map. Taking this slow. Okay, it's on selecting a mission that it blanks everything out. I do not know why that's the case. It's highly annoying here. And I hope it's just an issue for today. Because if this is a persistent issue, that's going to make streaming this such a pain. Because as soon as we resume it, it comes in fine. Which is weird. Maybe it's something with the loading? Okay, skip this dialogue. So, Mash is in her normal outfit. True, this is much hotter than I was expecting. At least it's not intolerable as long as we're in the shade. Master, is your Mystic Code's thermal regulation working properly? BlueStacks, I don't like the idea of transferring to a different thing. I'm playing this all through my phone as normal. It's just I'm using an external program in order to get it to show up on my monitor. That's fine. No worse than being at a BBQ. Our sun is at its third stratum right now, so it's going to stay this hot for some time. But there is no need to take reckless risks. It will cool once the sun gets further away. Why don't we take a short break here? I understand you're in a hurry, but you do still need the occasional rest. I'll do just that, then. I think that's a good idea, too. We've been traveling for over 2 hours, so let's take a 15-minute break. Got it. I'll go fetch you some water, then. Don't worry. I can tell there's a river nearby. Marine's got a lot of spirit for being such a whiner. Kinda get the sense he wants to make up for not being much of a fighter by finding other ways to be useful, Hey Mash, how about a little magical energy boost? I'm gonna go with him to help out in case things happen. I'm relieved to see those two are still the same, even in this Lostbelt. I hope that's true for you as for us as well. The jungle, quite a lot of information here. Not bad, harsh but very pleasantly cool temperature. Very humid, high atmospheric pressure, lots of smells. It's like a flood of life, so many colors and waves, both on the micro and macro scales. If I concentrate on the sensation, all the colors start to feel nauseatingly vivid. Do you know what it means? I can really feel like there's something coming up my throat. Oh wow, you really weren't kidding. You're vomiting up rainbow structure, Olga Marie. Maybe you should turn down your sensors until you're used to this environment.
Quit rubbing my back. I told you that's not my name. She's literally vomiting rainbows. Good lord, that's hilarious. Still, I think that might be good advice. Lowering the sensitivity of my sensors is probably the way to go here. Your name's Mash Kyrelite, right? Are you human too? Your body structure is very different from Soul's. I am, but I'm also a demi-servant, so my body is a mixture of human and servant. It makes me a lot stronger than I may look, so if you need someone to do heavy manual labor you Olga Marie, please don't hesitate to ask me. A demi-servant, right? Of course. One of those. I know what those are. Clearly has no clue. You know, I don't have any problem with you personally, but demi-servant, something about those words rankles me. Why don't you think of different ones? Oh, are you guys friends now? Sorry for ruining the moment, but I ran into some nasty dinosaurs. They followed me here. Smash, help me! You know these dinos, Tapu? Their brains have atrophied beyond repair. They're neither living nor dead any longer. They are akin to tumors of the jungle. Each one is a mindless predator who exists only to convert whatever animal they find into energy. There is no reasoning with them. Our only choice is to run away or shut them down with force. Guess there's no other way. Looks like I'm up, Soul. Leave it to me. I'll get rid of them in no time. But don't let them get too close to me, Mash. I order you to keep me shielded. You're my new bodyguard. Oh no, just stay in your normal outfit, Mash. Right. It'll be my pleasure. Preparing for combat. You don't need the Ortonax. You are strong as you are. Wow. Oh man. They're so gracious. I can select 2 servants. Man, I wonder who I will select. Looks like Mash is coming along here. Let's see. Oh, I can choose her command spell. Or her command code. Oh, and we can choose my or the support Habitat. Support Habitat is honestly better. Man, they gave us so much freedom of choice in this. It's amazing how much freedom of choice we got with all this. Wow. Really, really nice. BAQ. Okay, you can crit multiple. So it's an independent... It is an independent crit roll for all enemies. Interesting. Bah. Also, neutral damage on Lancers. Neutral damage given and taken from Lancer class enemies for whatever you Olga Marie's true class is. In fact, I'm gonna get up the class arrow dock thing. More mindless dinos. Right, we need to do this. And this. And... Paradox cylinder. Followed by a black barrel. And then we'll go... B-A-Q. Nice hits, match. Alright. Let's see here. B-A-Q. Oh, that was an A. Start triangle. Here we go. Okay, so... Neutral damage from Lancers. There's like no easy way to check this out. Shielder is possible, I guess. That'd be weird though for you, Olga Marie, to be a Shielder class. but it's outside the standard arrow mass. Are these sunflowers or corn stalks? It's a cornfield. A really big one, too. Corn! Wow, those are huge. Each stalk must be at least 2 meters tall. Are these edible, Tepeo? You don't just use them for fuel, right? Not at all. Centol, or corn in your language, is the only food we dinos eat simply because we love it. Now, what's this about using it for fuel, Marine? What does proper human history use corn for? Well, I know what you're talking about. Ethanol, right? A kind of biofuel made from organic material. I thought grains were a primary source of nutrient for primitive beings like you. No? You just use them for fuel instead of consuming them yourselves as part of the natural cycle? No, not exactly. We grow different crops for different purposes. Some corn is selectively bred to maximize flavor and nutrients, while other corn is optimized for producing ethanol. Some concerns have been raised about the gases produced by growing ethanol corn and the impact on the climate change. But these kinds of crops are still a shining example of human ingenuity. So your civilization must destroy its environment to advance. I understand that evolution of a species often becomes a sort of race to see how far they can get before they devour their own planet. But the way things are going right now, you Earthlings don't have a chance. All the more reason you need a strong leader like me. It's nice that the president's in a good mood and all, but Sully, have you noticed? We left the cave about 6 hours ago. The sun was just rising, right? So don't you think it's weird that it doesn't seem any closer to setting yet? It's been early afternoon, about half a day now. I don't think we should expect there to be a night here. Mictlan is entirely enclosed and folded in on itself, like a giant underground tube of sorts. So the sun here will never sink below the horizon. That's not to suggest the sun actually sinks in our world either, but you know what I mean. The sun here has definitely been moving south. Well, I suppose farther away may be more accurate. At the rate it's going now, the sun should dim and give way to night in about 5 hours. Since this cavern obviously can't rotate, the sun must be the only celestial body moving down here. I have no idea how it's being so controlled, though. This is way beyond human technology of the 21st century. You know what? That just occurred to me. The sun literally is the center of the universe in this lost world. So the sun is a thing. The sun is that glowing thing that smacked us down here, isn't it? That's totally what the sun is. What can Tepeus tell us? Oh, you rang? My apologies, I promised to serve as your guide, but I've enjoyed talking with the Marine that I've completely been neglecting my own duties. Now, what would you like to know? Would I be correct in assuming you have questions pertaining to Mictlan.Structure, the workings of our sun, our ecosystem, life in the cities here, the crypto, and the cornfields? Yes, that's right. We'd really appreciate it if you could tell us about all of that. What would you like to ask about first, Senpai? The structure of Mictlan. Mictlan.Structure, Very good. If you mean to reach the storm border, that is certainly the most important thing to know. Though Mictlan is a flatland jungle, it's actually divided into 9 separate strata. We're currently in the first stratum, that is Tlaklan. Its ceiling, which leads to the surface, forms a steep cliff face. Next we have the second stratum and the first boundary of the underworld. That's Nahui, the red level. It is an endless river home to a species of enormous iguanas. The third stratum is home to the golden city of Chichen Itza. It's a vast and open plain filled with fruit of all kinds. The fourth stratum and the second boundary of the underworld is Takatul, the white level. It's a bone-strewn graveyard consisting of a valley of blades and wind. The fifth stratum, Tula, the lake of blood and birds, serves as the blood vessels of the land itself. Just glossing over that. The sixth stratum and the third boundary of the underworld, Zozo Hakui, the blue level, is a land of galactic sand dunes and vacuum lightning gardens. Okay. Our seventh level is Singing Il Quaddle, home to the Mictlan Observatory. The what? The eighth stratum and the fourth boundary of the underworld is Yaya Hukui, the black level. It consists of a subterranean mountain range upon which the sun never shines. And finally, we have the ninth stratum, and is the foot of the great Sabia tree, the dreaded land of Zibalba. As you might expect, these strata are all linked in theory, and will cross freely between them. More practically, though, the underworld's various boundaries are quite dangerous. The dead walk that realm. Even for us dinos, it's considered too dangerous venturing beyond the seventh stratum. For one thing, the eighth and ninth strata are both blanketed by deadly fog. The Volg only recedes for 5 out of every 365 cycles, during a period when the sun shuts down to rest and replenish itself. The act of traveling to the 9th stratum during this period is called an underworld pilgrimage, but no Dinos has ever completed this successfully. Hey, Jakester, welcome to the stream, and a Merry Christmas to you as well. Happy things. Underworld pilgrimage. Zibalba. Of course, none of you have any reason to go to the 9th stratum, so this is all purely for reference. I believe the stormboarder crashed near the edge of the 3rd stratum, near the entrance to the 4th. We should be able to reach it in 4 cycles, but first we will need to cross a major checkpoint. That would be Nahui, the red boundary of the underworld that compromises the 2nd stratum. It has become a terribly dangerous place thanks to Tezcatlipoca, the god of war who accompanies the cryptor. Just enjoying a slushie. Fair. Slushie. Wait. This Tezcatlipoca accompanies David. David has a grand servant. This Tezcatlipoca is a grand servant. The god of war who accompanies the cryptor. So that must be the servant David summoned. So he's Tezcatlipoca, this Aztec god of war and sacrifice, one of the strongest gods in proper human history's Aztec mythology. A slushie, eh? Never really cared for slushies myself. I just don't like the idea of chewing on cold stuff like ice cream. Like, that's why I don't even like ice cream sandwiches. I hate biting into something cold. I see. So in proper human history, humankind is comprised of your species, Homo sapiens. Countless nations spread across 7 continents, and despite your many differences, you've developed all manner of cultures over the course of your history. I suppose if we Dinos were to visit your world, we would be classified as reptiles. Your biosphere is limited to your planet's surface, with no colonial expansions into outer space. The ocean. What's an ocean? Please elaborate. I see, so your continents are surrounded by large bodies of salt water, and each has its own distinct ecosystem. I can only imagine how many different varieties of life must flourish in such an environment. Aquatic dinos. No, very few kinds of dinos evolved to live in water. Doing so enlarges our species' skeletal structure, which makes it difficult to live on land. Democracy and communism, No, that's okay. I have a firm enough handle on your politics and social structure. Given the traits I've observed in all of you, I would guess that your research on various matters has been like the stacking of pebbles, one atop another. Thinks you're weird for biting into ice cream. It might be a little weird, but nothing wrong with being weird. This is not confined solely to your planet, but you also observe other celestial bodies as well. DNA, cells, elements, atoms. So if you are to understand the vastness of the universe, you must first learn the laws which govern its smallest parts. How delightful! I feel as though the corn kernels have fallen from my eyes. It seems the humans of proper human history are like a cube that lands on a different decorated side with every tumble it takes. He is grasping all this quickly. Are you taken aback, Senpai? I understand. I felt the same way when I first met Tepeyu back in the cave. You start off telling him one thing and he immediately hits on 10 other things connected to it. Even if they're concepts or laws he's never heard of. Genius doesn't even begin to cover him. His brain seems to work like on an entirely different level. Wonder if all dinos are like this. I still don't know anything about dinos in general, but are you all alone, Tepeyu? Were you living in that cave by yourself because you were just too smart? Ah, you're talking about humans who are isolated because they didn't fit in well with those around them. In your parlance, outcasts. True, I moved to the wilderness from the first strand because my way of thinking did not match other dinos. Most have no desire to learn simply because they have never had to rely on intellect to compensate for the lack of physical prowess. Homo sapiens are short-lived and easily harmed, so to have any hope of surviving you have to evolve in both body and mind. The way dinos never faced any threats here in Mictlan, so the same wasn't true for us. As a result, we never experienced the same need to evolve. You would be unstoppable if you were strong and smart. That reminds me of one of your expressions, someone being a babe in the woods. Your digestive systems are simply incredible. We dinos could only dream of consuming such a variety of foods. I assume you think nothing of your ability to break down the toxins in plants and absorb only their nutrients. But from my perspective, your such capacity is truly revolutionary. Yeah? Imagine being able to consume so many different living things, so many kinds of plants as food. I'm so jealous. That reminds me of an old meme I can recall about how aliens must be terrified of us because we regularly ingest toxic things for our own enjoyment.
You think so? Not to mention it, I guess human food culture is pretty unique. I wish Baker was here for this. Sometimes she sulks about being the weakest member of the series, so this would really make her day. Tepeu, if you don't mind me asking, could you tell us more about dinos? We've never talked with any besides you, so...
Very well, I'll tell you what I can about our ecosystem and how we got to where we are now. We dinos are this Lostbelt's prime species, or its equivalent of humans in your world, if you like. You're the dominant species tasked with running this world. A long, long time ago, well before Mictlan was created, our ancestors migrated here from the surface. These ancestors were the creatures known as dinosaurs in proper human history. From what you've told me, Mash, I understand that there existed several types of dinosaurs. There were long-necked marine plesiosaurs, bird-like flying pterosaurs, terrestrial theropods, and so on, yes? Well, most dinos fall under the theropod category. That said, our creation was also shaped in many ways by Mala. So we do have a few of the pterosaur and plesiosaur varieties of dinos as well. Pterosaurs are especially rare, but they do still exist to this day. Remember what I said about outcasts earlier? I, for instance, was ostracized from my herd because they took issue with my behavior. However, pterosaurs and plesiosaurs are essentially outcasts from the day they're born. I remember you also said most dinosaurs were herbivorous, and that carnivores were the minority. But all dinos are herbivorous, and there are no carnivores. We are unable to break down the toxins in meat, meaning that eating it leads to a pain, diminished intelligence, and eventually, death. So that is what happened to the unintelligent dinos who attacked you earlier. Either they gave up their intelligence when they were on the verge of death, or they turned feral after the Klamath poisoned them.
So that's what happened. Those dinos were really scary, but I kind of feel bad for them now. I mean, dying painfully after being forced to eat meat they didn't want. They may as well be zombies.
Why would they do that, though? It's to do with our new teachings. You might call it a faith, or perhaps religion. Now that I've met you, I understand the Aklamath are Homo sapiens, humans, just like you. They appeared here in Mictlan out of nowhere and quickly moved to expand their territory. One of the central aspects of their faith is offering up the hearts of the strong to their god. And since dinos are the strongest life forms in Mictlan, they of course set their sights on us. They built a city on the 5th stratum. There they tear the hearts from dinos. Now that you've been kind enough to share your knowledge with me, I have a clear understanding of the situation in Mictlan. Two opposing factions are fighting a civil war here. One faction consists of dinos. Our capital is Chichen Itza, the golden city ruled by the king of dinosaurs and protected by the sun god Kukulkan. The other faction is the Aklamath. Their capital is Mexico City, a city of death created by Tezcat, the new god of sacrifice, and by the crypto of proper human history who brought him here. The storm border you see crashed in the area between the two cities.
So there's a god in Mexico City. Hold on, I understand that the crypto David summoned his divine spirit from proper human history. But you say there's also a god in the Dino's capital. And Kukulkan is at that? What's so weird about that, Mash? Haven't there been other gods in Lostbelts too? Yes, but it's different here. Kukulkan is the Mayan god of water and wind for proper human history. But the Dinos have no connection to proper human history mythology whatsoever. So doesn't it make any sense for that god to be here in Mictlan? Oh wait, come to think of it, the name Mictlan itself comes from the underworld of Aztec mythology. But as I believe you said before, the mythology of your world has nothing in common with ours in this world. I understand your confusion, but the answer is quite simple. The very concept of a sun god is also a recent development. We were simply indifferent to such things until recently. In fact, until the crypto arrived, we rarely even conversed with words. So it was proper human history itself that passed on the concept of gods. Prior to David Semvoy's arrival, there were no gods of any kind in our world. But once Tezcat, a god of proper human history, was summoned here, many things take on a new meaning. Things that simply existed before became special. Technically, I suppose there was an act of substitution, but no matter. My point is, it was the first time anyone in our world had ever heard a story. Interesting. Also, these sections are shaping up to be long. As long as I don't go on rambles, at least. Final area. Final arrow of section 2 before we call the stream. I think I'll go to bed now. I learned a great deal today, and I'd like to make sure I've understood it all. And that's why Tepeu went to bed early.
You Ogilvy is standing about 20 meters away, looking up at the night sky. Good, sorry, I'm sorry to do this without her, but I want to go over our situation. We should discuss what to do about her as well as our strategy going forward, yes. Excuse me. What are your thoughts on you, Ogilvy, senpai? She's lost almost all her memories except for her name and objective. She knows only her name and that she's an alien who came to Earth to rule it. She has no memories pertaining to her personal life. She only knows what she's learned about Earth prior to coming here. Outside of that, she doesn't know anything about Chaldea, or the Bleached Earth phenomenon, or our battle on the storm border. Even if she is the foreign god, I don't want to treat her like she's our enemy. Over these past 12 hours, she's proven to be very friendly, so if she never recovers her memories... Let's not tell her she's the foreign god. I feel kind of bad about it, but I think it's for the best, too. You always been saying she's the future ruler of Earth, but I can tell she means she just wants to make things better, not tyrannically rule over humankind. She's very different now than when she attacked the storm border as the foreign god. I think this is probably the real her, so... As long as she doesn't remember she's the foreign god, she should at least stay on our side, right? Then I'm for not telling her, on one condition. That should be the only secret we keep from her. Real friends don't keep everything to themselves. Okay, now that that's settled... Hey, you-oh! What is it? I was just making my President constellation, you know. Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt you then. I love the idea of making your own constellation. It's nothing special. Every noble does it when they come to a new celestial body. Anyway, did you have something to tell me? I sure hope it's worth my while. What are these expressions? What are we telling her? What story are we telling her? Are we just telling her our whole story outside of what is going on with her? And now you're all caught up. Servants, masters, mages, Chaldea, the incineration of humanity, singularities. The bleached earth phenomena, cryptors, trees of emptiness, proper human history, Lostbelts. Exactly how many times has this earth faced an existential crisis at this point? Alright, I have a much clearer picture of how foolish you humans are now. You guys have been through a lot, huh? Still, nice job taking back your future, even if it was just the one time. I'm impressed, Soul. Sounds like you've been working hard too, Mash. This Chaldea organization you belong to doesn't sound half bad either. Preserving humanity's future without anyone ever knowing, what a fulfilling calling. Director? Director, what are you talking about? You all say the strangest things sometimes. Are you experiencing some kind of bug? Good story, but I can really only give it 9 out of 10. That's despite it being the most satisfying story I've ever heard. Do you know why I scored it like that? No, I don't. You say it's the most satisfying story you've ever heard, but only a 9 out of 10? It's because there is no conclusion. That's my guess. I mean, it's still not enough, right? Yunsul did some impressive work, I'll grant you, but it's missing a certain finishing touch. Like, it's made really well, but there's still a gaping hole right through the middle of it. I think it would be even better if it had someone bright and shiny in it, too. I don't know who or what, but... Oh. Now I get it. You want to do some fulfilling work yourself? Oh? Oh, you humans, that retort alone was enough to bring you up to a full 10 out of 10. If you're so eager for my help, then alright, I'll help you save Earth. What are friends for? Alright. Just so long as you are not our enemy, I think Earth is considered saved. Okay, so the foreign priestess is separate from you, Ogilvy. That was something I've been speculating on, is if they are the same being or if they are separate. And it seems they are separate. Interesting. Very interesting. Goodness, I was so happy I didn't realize how late it was. We should really set up our sleeping bags. The Payu says night only lasts for half as long as day here. If my math is right, that means night should last about 12 hours. So we can sleep a full 7 hours, then still head through the cornfield before daybreak. I'll keep night watch. You guys go to sleep and don't worry about anything. Thanks, Marine. Sleep is a foreign concept to you, Olga Marie. Someone's sniping us. This is going to be a problem. Kirei. Oh, that's a way to end a section. Kire is in the building. Okay, interesting. We got a quartz, 2 obsidian blades, 2 pure prisms, and 2 hellfires of wisdom. And that is section 2. Oh, that's actually pretty... That is cool. Hold up. That is freaking cool. That's awesome. Oh, that's so awesome. But yeah, that's it for this section 2, and that's going to be it for this stream, because I've been going for about 3 hours. So yeah, I've been Silverback Dragon. I hope you've enjoyed today's stream and today's section for FGO Lostbelt 7. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, both for the YouTube video and for the actual streams, because I'm doing this every day until I'm clear of it. For now, I've been Silverback Dragon. I hope you enjoyed. Have a Merry Christmas, everybody.